Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hi there, everyone. I have a friend that wants to join us. Hi, Pandora. Say hi to everyone. Come on, Pandora. Say hello. Look at the camera. Yes, that's right. If you're going to bug me while I'm doing a review, you're going to participate. Come on, let the crowd see those beautiful eyes of yours. Yeah. Okay. So, brand new album, Sonata Arctica. Sorry, everyone. I'm leaving that in. Okay. So, Sonata Arctica, Clear Cold Beyond. Tracy bought this one. Tracy is a huge Sonata Arctica fan, and I feel really bad because every time I talk about Sonata Arctica, I feel like I'm shitting on them. And they're wonderful musicians. Their technical prowess is amazing. Their technical prowess is amazing. If you like power metal, it's power metal, you know. If you like Nightwish, if you like, I don't know, any of the other power metal bands. I don't listen to a lot of power metal. I'm not a big fan of power metal. A lot of it sounds the same to me. I really dug Sonata Arctica's two acoustic albums. I really got into them. I really liked the first one more than the second one. And when I say I really like the first one more than the second one, I mean there was just more songs that I'd probably go back and listen to on the first one than the second one. Both of them were fantastic. Those were great. Those would have been great COVID albums. But I think the first one was technically done or started before COVID. I'm not 100% sure, and it's too far down for me to grab right now. So we got the members of the band here. You got Tony Kako. Keiko. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how to enunciate that correctly. Vocals, backing vocals, synths, and faux orchestrations. Elias Williamson, Henrik Kingenberg, Pasi Kapanen, and Tommy Portimo. My apologies if I said any of those names wrong. Elias's guitars, Henrik would be keyboards, Pasi would be bass, and Tommy would be drums. Okay, power metal bass, it's there, but you know, it's not usually there. Halloween is one of the few power metal bands I can think of where it's really you can usually hear the bass. Most other power metal bands, like, you can kind of hear the bass, it's there, but it follows more of that tradition where it's not really standing out on its own. Not really kind of, it's just basically duplicating the guitars most of the time, or variations of. Not a lot of actual low end. And speaking of Halloween, Halloween did come to mind. Halloween and Nightwish came to mind for me when listening to this. No female vocals on it. It's just the musical styling, very kind of Nightwishy. Songs on the album: First in Line, California, Shamat. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not. Sorry. Dark Empath, Cure for Everything, A Monster Only You Can See, Teardrops, Angel Defiled, The Best Things, Clear Cold Beyond. And then it's got two bonus tracks, A Ballad for the Broken and Toy Soldiers. I think Toy Soldiers is actually my favorite song on here. I think it was the one I kind of get into the most. I think it's the one that kind of stood out the most as well. It had like the most different kind of sound and vibe to it. It's power metal, folks. My biggest complaint about this album, it was funny right away when listening to this album the first time with Tracy. I go, I guarantee you these guys produced the album themselves. I guarantee there was no producer on this album whatsoever, because of the way the instruments were on there, the way they sounded and everything like that. I guarantee there was no producer on this album. And pulled out the packaging, looked at it, and sure as anything, the band produced it themselves. sometimes that works out well, but I've even recently mentioned this when I was talking about Bad Company, Running with the Pack. You can usually tell when a band produces the album themselves because the album doesn't get enough variation to it, doesn't get enough. It all sounds the same. Um, Biggest complaints about this album. Uh, One, none of the songs individually really stand out for me. First in Line wasn't bad. California, I remember. Dark Empath, that one actually kind of stands out a little bit. Um, where did I look up? Okay, I looked up at Dark Empath. Uh, Dutiful or Angel Defiled, The Best Things. Clear Beyond kind of just went by. A Ballad for the Broken, I kind of sparked a little bit. And Toy Soldiers, like I said, probably my favorite song off the album. I like the artwork. The artwork is really pretty. The keyboards are way too far forward in the mix. And I really have issues with electric keys. Electric keys that are supposed to sound like strings, they never sound like strings. They sound like electric keys that are supposed to sound like strings. Every time they use different stuff with the electric keys, it still sounds like electric keyboards, and I'm not a fan of electric keyboards. I'm an organ guy, personally. Given a choice between a piano, an organ, or a set of electric keys, I will take an organ first, and then the piano, and then the electric keys. I don't like the sound of electric keys. I will use them in a lot of my electronic music I write because it goes with that type of music, and I use them more for the sounds, but I'm programming, I'm not actually playing them. And when it comes to hard rock, heavy metal, because this is metal, when it comes to metal in particular, I don't mind when electric keys are being used in there as synthesizers to a degree, where they're creating nuanced vibes or different essences or stuff like that, or if it's Geddy Lee and it's Rush. But I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it here, and um, I I don't want to say that I would have switched it necessarily to organs, but I think I personally would have reversed a lot of the guitar and the keyboards. I would have brought the guitar a little more forward in the mix, and I would have had the guitar doing more soloing and the keyboard doing more rhythm. And not on every song either, like having that variance would have really helped out, and there wasn't enough of that variance in there. I think Clear Cold Beyond is an appropriate name for this album because this album is very clear, cold, and concise. It's very clear, cold, and calculating. Clear and Cold is very much adequately named for this album because it is a very clear album, but it's a very cold album. And Tracy told me that this album, when she bought it, it was supposed to be them kind of going back to their roots. Now, I have listened to Sonata Arctica, and I have not listened to enough to know their old stuff from their new stuff that way, okay? I know their acoustic stuff. I can tell the acoustic stuff apart, okay? Outside of that, yeah. Um, if you like power metal, you would like this album. Um, I definitely believe that. Uh, there are parts of this album that are very enjoyable. Little pieces here, little pieces there. Halloween is one of the few power metal bands I can say that I've kind of gotten into enough to say that I've kind of gotten into. And it's not that I'm even a. Would I call myself a Halloween fan? maybe. I mean, they're really cool live. Oh, check them out live. I mean, I did a review for them live. Check them out live. They're really cool. Really, really love them live. But they have a lot of songs I'm not into, and their early, really power metally stuff, like their first few albums, I'm not. It's by the time they get to like the third vocalist that's kind of where I really get into Halloween, you know. Um, and things are really quite different there. But Halloween, to call them power metal isn't fair either. But the what would be the power metal side of that is definitely here. And if you like that, you definitely like this. And I'm sorry I didn't mean to talk about Halloween so much during Sonata Arctica, but that's my point of comparison because, like I said, I'm not a power metal fan myself, and that is probably what really keeps me from enjoying this. I'm more when it comes to rock or metal. I'm definitely much more of a rock guy. I love heavy, but it's the metal part I have a tendency to sometimes shy away from. The technical, the the I like a blistering solo, but I will take one of Kirk Hammett's solos over any of these solos. Um, but that's a matter of technicality is great. You know that technical precision is fantastic. But I want the passion. I want to. I want to feel the guitarist coming out in that solo. Um, the joke debate of Ingve versus Van Halen. And when it comes down to those two, all props to Ingve. He is by far a fantastic guitarist. And if you've watched any of my Van Halen reviews, you'll know that I got my issues with Van Halen. However, using those two, I will take Eddie over Ingve Malmsteen any day of the week. Only because of the passion. You can hear the passion in there. You can hear Eddie in his music. When you listen to Ingve fans know it's Ingve, but any fan of any guitarist knows when it's that guitarist playing. If you're a fan of Slash, you know when Slash is playing on a song before you read the liner notes. If you're a fan of Kirk Hammett, you generally can tell if Kirk Hammett's playing on a song before you read the liner notes. If you're a fan of, Robert, sorry, Jimmy Page, Richie Blackmore, these are guys, like there's some Tony Iommi. When it's one of them playing on a song before they're playing on it. With these guys, power metal in particular, I can't tell one guitarist apart from the next because they all play the same way. It's the technical, to coin a Black Sabbath term, it's the technical ecstasy. Uh, but if you're a power metal fan, is it good stuff? Yeah, it's great stuff if you're a power metal fan. I'm just not a power metal fan. Okay, I rambled on way too long about not being a power metal fan, but I need people to understand that my downplaying this album is just because I'm not a fan of the music. I'm not a fan so much of the style. But it is, I can respect it and I can understand that it is a really good album. I personally would do it differently. I'd produce it differently. I'd have the band do different stuff with it. The electric keyboards, man, the electric keyboards so badly got to go. Oh my God. There are some great electric organs out there that you get some fantastic sounds out of that, are just brilliant. Not to say that they should be used on this. There's some stuff where maybe just, I don't know, or different sounds. No. The electric strings, no. The electric piano, no. And that's the thing is, you can get great piano out of an electric, okay? But this on here isn't using piano, it's using electric piano. And if you're a piano player, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever played electric keyboards, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, so that's a me thing again. All right, folks, I'm done. I've rambled on. Let me know what you think, okay? That's what the comment section is for. Talk to me down below. Let me know what other Sonata Arctica albums I should cover. I think I've got all of them. Tracy's the fan. I've got them all. Let me know. I'll let you know if there's other songs that do honestly pop out at me, stuff like that. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell for notifications. That helps me out. And there's also a link to TWA, that's the Trampoline Wrestling Association, and my Patreon below. Peace, love, take care.